YouTube fans? It's your boys, Detroit Love, PDubs, MichaelB The Game Genie, and Restalgia with another episode of the Super GameRoom Dudes. Let's get it started.
You got to do it all over again. We screwed up. Go ahead, man. One more time. Take it from the top.
What up, YouTube fans? It's your boys, Detroit Love, PDubs, MichaelB The Game Genie, and Restalgia with another episode of the Super GameRoom Dudes. Let's get it started again.
Oh, man.
Woo!
Can everyone hear me okay? Does my mic sound good tonight?
Sounds wonderful.
All right. So sorry about that, guys. I wasn't paying attention. I was reading all of your amazing comments in the live chat while the intro videos were playing, and you guys distracted me, made me screw up right before we went live. That was pretty funny. Anyway, guys, welcome to another episode of the Super GameRoom Dudes, your arcade and gaming podcast show. I'm your host, Patrick. With me, as always, is Detroit Love, Restalgia, MichaelB The Game Genie. How are you guys doing, my friends? It's always good to see you guys on a Friday night. How's everyone doing?
You know
I'm doing wonderful.
Good.
I'm doing pretty good. Before we get started, Carl, can you check your microphone?
What's up with it?
Just make sure you're on your Yeti. I'm always going to complain about your audio. That's my new thing. That's my shtick.
I turned off my furnace for you today, so I'm a freeze tonight, so we don't make any noise.
You're the best, Carl. I love you.
Well, let's say hi to everyone in the live chat, as we always do when we kick off these shows. Welcome, Phil's Notebook, Fiero, Mars Elliott, Dan Freeman, Chris Zeke, Adam 12, Michael Suna, Jeff Rule, Kev Gret, Mango Slice. His wife's name is Peach Slice. Corey MCC, Detroit Love's in the live chat. What are you doing, bro? We got Jamie Locke in here. We got Mike. We got everybody. Guys, welcome to the show. We've got a lot of stuff, as always, we want to talk about. This is the show that covers it all, and we're going to try and cover as many of these companies as quickly as we can. What's up?
P-Dubs, we actually have a new fan to the show. I'd like to just, if you could get him, his name is York. Could you bring up York?
I'm looking. York. Who's this? York Hawk. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I almost read it.
You read everything that you needed to read, man.
All right. Mike, Mr. Hurt, you need to stop with all these fake YouTube accounts. We have a lot of people. There's just too many fake accounts, trolling accounts. It's getting ridiculous. 2Die4 is here. Clean like a mother. All right, guys. So it sounds like a washing machine again. It literally sounds like a washing machine. Detroit Love, is that you?
That's the MichaelB thing.
Hey,
Yeah, no.
Oh, my God. All right. Let's get into it, guys.
Hold on. Before we do, P-Dubs, go to the
What?
private chat.
Yes.
I sent you a link.
Yeah.
Mike has to plug this.
Mike
Put it
has
up
to-
on screen.
Oh, no. We're not plugging this.
Yeah, no, put it up. I already put it in the chat. People have seen it. We got to do it now.
Hang on.
It's a special request.
Hang on. I wasn't ready for this, guys. We're not ready for this stuff. All right. MichaelB, take it away. I guess Restalgia wants to plug the merch.
Ooh, yeah. Thinking. You all need to get over to Restalgia's Teespring store. Ooh, yeah. Do a complete 180 and pick up your Nacho Dubs t-shirt. Snap into it. Super GameRoom Dudes, fantastic. I'm a memory.
Oh my god!
And don't forget to use coupon code DRGSDV for
That's
10%
not it.
off. What is it?
That's not it.
SSRGD.
SGRD. You'll save
whatever
10%.
whatever he said.
You guys
Use that
are nuts.
code gets you 10% off.
And I
SGRD.
just want to point out, I wasn't happy with the fact that, Nacho Dubs was pretty obese, pretty overweight there on that t-shirt there. That was kind of a sad thing to see, man.
I'd just like to point out that I don't think I'm quite as hairy as Teen Wolf either. But
No, yes, you are.
sometimes we take the punches.
No, I watched that AtGames instructional video today, and I was confused for a minute that I was watching Team Wolf 2. So I think that's a pretty accurate description.
That wasn't me. So
Yeah, right.
Sure.
All right. We'll get to that in a bit. All right, let's kick off the show as people join. Obviously, AtGames, Arcade1Up, all those companies are kind of the highlights, so we'll get to them in a little bit. But let's talk about the Evercade VS. Now, Restalgia and I both released YouTube videos today. Mine was a lazy, I'm just going to go live and talk about a video. Restalgia's video was a top-notch produced video. I wish I had the time. And guys, also we want to hear Michael B's thoughts. We want to hear Detroit Love's thoughts, as well as your guys' thoughts. If you caught the videos earlier, missed our show, our midday live stream, whatever it was called. What are you guys thinking about the Evercade VS? Restalgia, while I'm pulling some stuff here, do you want to start talking about it?
What was that? Sorry, you cut out there the last second. You want me to start talking about it?
Yeah.
Yes. Found out what it was today. This is pretty cool. So
What is that? Do you guys hear that?
Restalgia's in the washing machine.
it's not my mic. I'll even mute
It
myself.
was your mic. Honestly,
It's you.
Yeah,
It's my mic, really?
yeah,
It's you.
Yeah.
It's not Detroit Love this week, guys. It's Restalgia with the audio.
I don't think it's my mic.
Well,
Okay. Either way.
you were underwater there for a minute, brother.
Well, maybe it's just a weird connection. I don't know what to tell you.
There it is,
What the
then.
heck is that noise, man?
Is D Love trolling us? Does he
100%.
have like
Oh,
that guy
God.
Winslow from Police Academy there in the background just making noises?
All right, let's pretend we have an organized.
Doesn't matter what I have
podcast.
to say. Let's just go ahead and watch the trailer.
All right, start talking about it. Come on, man. People are waiting.
I don't know. All I know is what they showed off in the trailer. So we know that Evercade VS is going to be their home console. And the interesting things about it is that it is 4-player. And you can obviously use your Evercade as a controller there too. Built-in Wi-Fi, proper 1080p output, which is a pretty big deal because most of the consoles like this, any of these plug-and-play consoles that you'd buy from most retailers at this point, they may have a 1080p menu, but as soon as you launch the games, they're optimized for 720p, and that's what they display. So, yeah, it's pretty sweet, man. I don't know. I think that this thing looks actually fairly decent. I like the Evercade, so I have very high hopes for this. The big thing is, why does it have 4 USB ports? None of the games currently have support 4-player.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to kind of find out more information about it.
And how are we going to find out more information about it? Michael B, do you know?
Well, I don't know. As me and Carl were discussing earlier, it seems like half of us know, and then the other half doesn't know. Like there's some kind of secret setup here with half of the Super GameRoom dudes. The other half are left out in the cold.
Oh, knock it off. He's trolled you guys. So the folks from Blaze are going to be on the Super GameRoom Dudes next Friday, guys. That's right. We're going to get the exclusive first interview on this product. We're going to find out all about it. And obviously, guys, I want you to bring your questions, and we'll hopefully get some answers, and we'll find out more about what is the Evercade VS and what it's going to do. Why does it have 4 controllers? What kind of games require more than 2 controllers? None of the console games that have been released so far. So that's very interesting. It's a very interesting talking point. Also, there were a couple little goofy things in the trailer. Let's see if we can find them here. And I'm going to pause it. Hang on. So this is a very important part of the video, guys. And Restalgia, what do you notice on here when we pause and we look at the lineup of carts?
That there's 21 of them. Huh?
Yeah, but why does it go to number 20? And then why does it start over at number 1? And it says, "What is this? What is that, guys?"
That's a question for the ages, PDubs. So my assumption is that based off of what they have shown in this video and kind of the little Easter egg that we'll probably talk about in a quick second, 1 to 20 are for the most part they're console games, right?
Mhm.
And they're starting off like a new collection almost. It looks like so they're the original 1 to 20 red boxes are going to be console collection. Maybe this purple is going to be a different type of collection. I'm leaning into maybe they're getting into the arcade titles based off of what they showed off in this video. So maybe we're going to get like an arcade collection or something like that.
Yeah, guys, what if we're going to get some arcade games, some 4-player arcade games coming out on the Evercade? That would be pretty exciting. And then what was the other super sneaky thing on here, Restalgia? Let's see if we can find it.
Oh, it's farther down in the video. If you're looking for the keep going.
I'm looking.
Oh, that one's good. You missed something glorious there. Yeah.
This?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, what is this?
This is what I think they should be doing.
Oh
So-
my God, you're ridiculous.
No, it looks so much better. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Yeah, that color definitely looks better than the white one.
Honestly, the
1000%.
colors look good, but the
Yeah,
branding,
damn right
the
they do.
branding is god awful.
The branding will carry them so far.
Uh-huh.
Right there. You're at it. Yeah, pretty
All
much.
right. So let's see if we can find this here. Now, guys, this is very important to note. Restalgia had some eagle eyes.
Stop right there. There you go. Beautiful timing.
And what do we see here, guys? What is this? Screenshot.
Mm-hmm. So we've got Double Dragon here.
Mhm.
And it is the arcade version, as you can tell, obviously by looking at it, but also the fact that it says insert coin on the top. And none of their games currently, out of all of their collections that are currently out, are arcade titles. So this was either a mistake and they put it in there and they didn't mean to. They were supposed to grab a different, maybe console version, or this is legitimate. And maybe they are going to be going with some arcade titles on these machines.
We got some folks saying they like the retro white and red better, and your shameless self-promotion should die.
What?
Yep. But
No way.
yeah. Was this a mistake, or are they finally going to bring arcade cartridges? And guys, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about spending money? They usually sell these for about $20 a pop. Michael B, if they gave you optimized ports to run on this hardware, $20 a pop, maybe it's got 10, 12 arcade games on it, would you buy it? I want to know your thoughts as well as the thoughts of everyone in the live chat. Go, sir.
Well, I think options are incredibly good, and if it's an option to play arcade games on the go, maybe I'd be interested.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Detroit Love? Would you play arcade games on an Evercade device?
Do we know the price of this thing yet?
Yep, $100.
Yeah, roughly
That's the base
$100.
set. It's $100 plus you get that comes with one controller and one game.
Okay.
Yep. Brad says he's tired of buying the same games over and over. Appreciate that honest feedbacks. Adam Colm says instant buy. Ritual Dello? Ritual Dello. I have all the carts. There you go. I'm with Brad. Nope, no value for money pro. Everyone's saying Detroit Love's mic is working really good this week, guys. Thanks so much for that.
Yeah, I'm a cabinet guy, so I don't know where this would fit in for me. I have the Switch, and I've never played the Switch on the TV. It's either on the go or I'm standing in the cabinet. So I don't know. I'll have to learn more about this, and apparently you two will know before me and Michael B. So when you guys get the information, we may be able to make a decision based on additional information that we may or may not get within the
Look
week.
at Restalgia sweating there now too. Look,
I'm
He's
not
all
sweating.
nervous.
I'm thinking because
his
like,
tangled web of lies and deceit.
Finkel is Einhorn is Finkel. Einhorn is a man.
The little off topic, but Carl, remind me later, even if it's not on the show, we should talk about that Switch Arcade1Up mod keyboard that's going around right now. Maybe that'd be a good use for your Nintendo Switch if you're not really playing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing I'm going to say, going back to Evercade, there's another thing that I've been thinking about as well, that they also obviously, I don't know if you consider this an Easter egg, but pull up the video and look at the controller, or find an image of the controller itself.
Oh, I already closed it. I'm sorry.
Fail.
Let me go back.
See if you can find that video, because when you look at the layout of the controller as well, so you've got your 4 buttons, your A, B, X, Y, you've got your start select, you've got a D-pad, but then you've got L and R, 1 and 2 buttons. What retro games ever needed 2 shoulder buttons?
Probably none of them, right? Let's take a peek here.
So what that would indicate to me is perhaps they're planning for maybe some games that are not your typical, you know, your older games. Maybe this machine, because we don't know what the specs are, we don't know what the internals are. We know that it's got a quad-core processor. We know that it's clocked in at whatever 1.5 gigahertz or whatever, and 512 megabytes of RAM, 4 gigs of internal storage, all that sort of stuff. But perhaps this machine is capable of running more advanced games. Maybe we'll see stuff that is more advanced than your typical, you know, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, that type of era. Maybe we're going to see some more advanced games that had like the more advanced button mapping.
Well, PlayStation games would definitely be exciting, right?
They could be. You don't necessarily need difficult or you don't need super powered hardware to run PlayStation games. That's for sure.
We've already seen some modern games on the Evercade already. They've got the cart with Crisis Core, I think it is.
Yes, yeah.
And the other ones,
like the indies. Right?
Yeah.
So obviously the base system is going to be, they said 89 euros, right? 89 euros. So that's like 110, 125 US, depending on exchange rates on that given day. But obviously the base unit is going to come with some wired controllers. And I see a lot of folks in the live chat are complaining about wired controllers, but who's to say they're not going to make wireless and sell those as an accessory, right? We don't know enough. And these are all questions that I have no problem throwing at Blaze next week when they come on the show. And also, if it's something that they're not interested in, maybe we can charm them into it. Because I do personally like wireless controllers as well. So I would agree with that. Go ahead.
They're neat. They're neat, but there is some kind of nostalgia I find with the Evercade and the Evercade branding that brings me back to a more simpler time. And me, for one, I don't mind the wires because it reminds me of the old days of cartridge-based consoles and, you know, having fun with it. So there's a nostalgic appeal to it for me for the wires to be there.
Do you guys think the Evercade is like the iiRcade of handhelds right now? You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Like bringing back retro games, but doing it licensed and legally and all that stuff. So, you know, I was thinking about that. I never thought of that comparison before until today. Someone said that to me earlier. They said Evercade is iiRcade. It's like the same company, but a handheld versus an arcade machine. I thought that was interesting. Detroit Love, would you agree with that? Do you think that's cool or wrong? Do you think that's a good comparison?
Yeah. Again, I don't know a whole lot about the company, so I can't offer too much on it. I'm looking forward to learning more about it next Friday.
Yep. Ray says, how can I get the Blitz on the Legends? Plug a PC into it. There you go. All right. So we'll find out a lot more next week when Blaze is on. Make sure you guys tune in. Even if it's a product you're not interested in on the surface or as of today, I invite you to still join the show and see what else we find out. It's always best to make informed decisions, right? And we'll try and get you as much information as possible. Go ahead, Michael B.
Yeah, I always go back to the episode that you did a long time ago. That wasn't Super GameRoom Dudes with Jong for the first time. And like he explained his backstory, explained why he was making the system. And I mean, I've always said it. I said that right there was the moment that iiRcade became a serious contender. And hopefully next week, this is the same thing. I mean, Evercade is already somewhat of a household name in the retro gaming community, but maybe this is that next week for a lot of those people that aren't interested. You tune in, you meet these guys, you hear their vision, and who knows? Anything is possible.
Well, the interesting thing is that Evercade is pretty popular in Europe. Like they're much more they dominate the market more in European countries than they do here in North America. But I think if they continue to do what they're doing, maybe change the color scheme to, I don't know, like black and blue or something.
Oh, it's horrible.
Then
Don't do that.
Then they would do really well here, and I think that would be that'd be pretty exciting because I think the concept is good, right? And if they're able to deliver on more than just a Namco collection, then I would love to see that in kind of a cartridge-based a la carte style.
What was that?
That was my mic.
Yeah. Wait, what? What is that? Is that you? What are you doing?
Yep, it's me.
Knock it off. Are we getting shut down again?
I think we are.
We got shut down last. What's
I am Dub Zero.
what is that? Dub Zero. Who is Dub Zero? What is going on? And he's coming? He's coming to the Super GameRoom Dudes?
He might be.
Interesting.
Man. Interesting.
I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous, dude. Oh my God. Dub Zero. We better watch out. We better watch out.
WCW Glacier is rolling over in his grave right now.
Now, speaking of Mortal Kombat, guys, Dub Zero is going to be joining the Super GameRoom Dudes. You don't want to miss that in the coming episodes. But let's talk real quick about this Mortal Kombat Superb Combo. I mean, it's sold out. People bought it. And I think they priced this really, really high. Michael B., do you remember how much they charged for this?
For this bundle? $549?
$550, yeah.
Yeah, $549.
$549. I mean, $550 for a Generation 1 Arcade1Up mono speaker.
Generation 2. Come on. Give it credit. It was a Wave 2.
No, it wasn't. It was Wave 2.
100% Wave 2.
Yeah.
But it didn't have stereo speakers. It didn't have a light up marquee.
That never happened until Wave 3. There was only one Wave 2 with a light up marquee, and that was Golden Tee. But that still had the speaker in the control panel.
Right. And it goes to show you that there is a customer for everything. I mean, the fact that they sold these out. Go ahead.
You know, I'm a big Arcade1Up fan, but I think the way that they did this was brilliant. It was a marketing strategy because everybody did like me, sold their original Mortal Kombat to buy the new Legacy one, started playing it and said, oh God, I've made a horrible mistake, and then rushed to buy this one to get it back.
And it doesn't have the nice Bowie monitor. Those Bowie monitors are actually pretty nice.
Actually, this one here is the one that came out in Canada, and while it's not a Bowie monitor, that is a really nice monitor. The picture quality wasn't the same as the US one. It was very bright. It was a little bit brighter, but the picture quality was fantastic. If that's the same one I had, which I think it is.
Now this is essentially the Sam's Club bundle, right?
Yeah.
No, because the Sam's Club bundle came with more, man.
It came with more? What else did it come with?
The Sam's Club came with the light up marquee, the Bowie monitor, and stereo speakers.
Are you talking about the Costco?
Actually, no. Costco. I'm sorry. Costco. God, so many of these damn retailers. Yeah. The Costco Mortal Kombat. No, it still had the mono speaker, but it did have the better monitor and the light up marquee. Same riser. And it looks like they threw a stool in. I mean, it's no fire stool.
Costco had the stool.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah. Costco did have the stool. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm surprised they didn't just sell this thing for like $400, right? But hey, they sold it for $550 and it's sold out. Good for them. Go ahead.
This was just from their website.
This was a website exclusive.
Website exclusive, and it sounds like were these cabinets that never sold, that got returned, were they refurbished, were they unopened? Will never know those.
They just
answers.
found an extra skid in the back door.
They found an extra skid of 10. So what do we do with these? Well, they could have just slapped some new artwork on there, like they did the countercades, right?
I think you guys are. I think you guys might be missing the fact that there might, in fact, I got my mic turned funny, so you're probably not hearing me as well.
I can hear you.
Good. So you're missing the fact that there's people out there that are just Arcade1Up collectors, and despite the fact that new versions come out, they still want to have the original versions. Like they prefer that. I don't know why, but there's people out there that do want the original version of Mortal Kombat, and the fact that it's limited, it's the only way to get it. That interests people. They want to grab it. So I think they found a market for it, and they sold it out pretty quickly.
Now, they also just had a whole bunch of like Wave 1 cabinets that went to, what was that place? RC Riley or something like that? RC Wiley. Guys, put it in the live chat. They're not in Arizona, so I don't remember the name of the store. But they also, people bought those up like hotcakes as well. Yeah. But then again, they were at a pretty discounted price, if I recall. But guys, what if Arcade1Up had some extra cabinets that they've been sitting on that didn't sell or whatnot, and they do this again? Would you guys be interested? Would you guys plunk down the money, especially if they're going to be charging this much? I mean, that $550 just seemed like a sticker shock to me personally, but that's just my personal opinion. Go ahead.
I think they just took advantage of the new movie coming out, and they had the extra stock sitting there that Costco rejected.
Ollie's.
Said, hey.
That's it. Ollie's. That was it.
Ollie's. Yeah, Ollie's had. Ollie's had this. What, the Centipede and what was it?
It was Asteroids. Restalgia's favorite cabinet.
Yeah. for $199, I believe it was.
Yeah. Arcade Guy says pass. Scott Gray says he's a bargain hunter. I mean, yes, for real, Zohar. $550, man.
Yeah, but what you guys didn't know, they put the wrong picture up on the website. The art was actually from Mortal Kombat 1, and it had a slanted screen. So they just had the wrong artwork up there.
Now,
Restalgia,
guys,
I'm sorry, Zohar. You must have missed out on that, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, guys, by the way, Arcade1Up Dragon Sleeve t-shirts, let's plug their merch, back in stock for a limited time. Only $31.99. Honestly,
$50 for shipping.
Guys, I kind of like this hat, though. I'll be honest. You guys know I like my hats. I'm kind of digging this hat. Might order that. We'll see. So, but yeah, guys, the merch is back as well. $31 t-shirt.
Yeah, can I just jump in here? I do have a serious point. I was a little disappointed we didn't get more regular merch when Arcade1Up started. That's what I was hoping for. Like, the merchandise that they've worn when they go to conventions and stuff like that, just a regular logo on a regular shirt. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to buy some of that stuff, just the regular logo stuff. And I'm really surprised that they went directly to this stuff, the Teal collection and the Dragon collection, without just doing some simple, basic branded stuff that 100% we'd all buy. I'd wear a jacket just like this with Arcade1Up on the crest.
Michael B, because you love Arcade1Up so much, I honestly see you, just like Garth in Wayne's World, when he's dressed all in Reebok. I see you making an Arcade1Up video dressed head to toe in Arcade1Up merch.
It's like people only do things for money nowadays, and that's just sad.
Only do things for money nowadays. And that's just sad. That's going to be Michael B. The Game Genie's thing, because there's already
the taste of the new generation.
I mean, we already see that on some of the Arcade1Up YouTube channels wearing the merch, but that's pretty funny. But then again, when I did Legends Center, I had to wear the merch as well, but it was Legends Center merch. So we're just teasing, guys. It's all gravy, baby. Now, despite the fact that I think Arcade1Up made kind of a weird decision with this Mortal Kombat cabinet, at least in regards to pricing, I gotta say, guys, I'm hoping I can post my Marvel vs. Capcom video. In my opinion, the Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet is one of the best cabinets Arcade1Up has ever done. So if people think I'm dogging on them, just wait till you see this video and I gush all over it. I'm going to call it Michael B's Arcade Loft on this particular video. We got a $5 super chat from Zohar for Restalgia because he hooked me up the other day.
I need to know. What'd you do for it?
What was her name, Restalgia?
Hey, a gentleman never gives away the secrets in the bedroom. Sorry.
Did you give him Cool Toys email to get some?
I
ROMs?
did. Yeah, I did. That's exactly it. We just hooked him up with a beautiful ROM image. So
Yeah. Catching up on the live chat, spend $60 on merch to make a video that earns $1.27 in ad revenue. That is so true, guys. Like, I don't think you guys realize, like, if I had to ballpark it, like, if you get 1,000 views on a video, you might make $5.
Yeah.
You might, and you might make $5. If you get 10,000 views on a video, you might get around $20. So people who think YouTubers do this for money are ridiculous. There is no green line. It's all in the red here, at least on my channel. Oh man! By the way, did you send out those Copstitute T-shirts from last week? Did you get those orders in?
No. So there was 2, right? I think there was. I don't know if they were Copstitute. Were they?
Yeah,
were they the Copstitute ones? Okay,
yeah, because that's the shirt nobody's
Jay
gonna buy.
And I can't remember the other gentleman's name, but I have his email. I haven't sent them out yet. I'll probably do it either after this show or tomorrow morning. Just this past week has been over my head. It's been intense. By the way, you're wrong. That your Marvel cabinet is not the best Arcade1Up cabinet.
Yeah, I didn't say it was the best cabinet. I said it's
that's exactly what you said.
I said it's one of the best.
You said it's definitively the best cabinet.
You did. You said above all others, there's no other cabinet that comes even close. Those were your exact words.
No, I did not say that.
And you said every other one is garbage in comparison. And I challenged that, sir.
Okay, how so? Why?
Attack from Mars Pinball is the best cabinet Arcade1Up has ever released.
Don't start. For real?
For real.
For real with Restalgia.
That one is amazing. Oh my gosh.
You knew it was coming.
I played right into that one.
You knew it was coming, but you know, you're a YouTuber, Harry.
Oh, that's good.
Wow, that's really good. I like that one. You guys are very creative.
Special shout out to Kamla. If it's a furry person, we're gonna put Restalgia's face on it. That's for sure.
Whatever, dude. Keep them coming.
Take your screenshots, guys. There. All right.
Eventually, there's gonna get to a point where it's gonna be really, really hard to one up the last meme.
Speaking of Arcade1Up, they did announce that anyone who's waiting for their 32-inch screen Infinity gaming tables, they announced that those are shipping from overseas finally and making their way to the US. They've had plenty of containers arrive that have had the 24-inch version, but for those of you who participated in the Kickstarter and you're waiting for your 32-inch model, they're on the boats, they're on their way. Detroit Love, what do you think about that Infinity gaming table? I can't remember your opinion on that product from all those months ago when we first started talking about it.
You know, I'm a gamer. Like tomorrow is our game night for the family, so we enjoy playing board games. You know, my concern with that table as well as the Pong table, you know, it's with it not being, with it having a cord and 4 people have to get around it and the wire going across the floor. That's always been my concern. So having not seen how they handle that, those type of things just doesn't appeal to me because the layout of my house just doesn't make for the best setup for either of those tables. So that's the only reason. And again, I've never been a fan of the cabinets. I'm sorry, the cocktail tables for that reason as well.
Yeah. Third Floor Arcade with Jason says, if they got Hero Quest on there, I'll buy. Guys, if you've been following my channel, you've heard me say it a million times. I grew up with Hero Quest. I love Hero Quest and still play Hero Quest to this day with my wife and kid. Love Hero Quest. That would be exciting for me if there was like a digital version of that on there. What's so funny?
I'm not going to say his name, but he says in the chat, York says, Restalgia, have you heard of Manscaped?
Oh my god.
I get those advertisements all over my Facebook feed. So I don't know what's causing that, if it's just, you know, the universe is trying to tell me something, but yeah, I know Manscaped. Maybe someday.
Guys, Kongs R Us is here. Make sure you check out his channel. And he mentioned he got the HasLab. He's talking about the fact that they did a Kickstarter through their HasLab thing. It's like Kickstarter, but it's basically crowdfunding for the next round of board games. And they're bringing Hero Quest back, a brand new version of the game. that will include different characters and things like that. And you had to participate. They raised over $1 million in like a day. And I think they raised well over 3 million or something. So that Kickstarter is actually pretty dope. I can't wait to get my new version of Hero Quest. But we digress. We digress. Honestly, I really want to see that 32-inch in action. Who's that guy who's been making YouTube videos showing the 24-inch?
Your gaming techie.
You're a gaming techie. So someone in the live chat said, hey, I want to see these in action. Your gaming techie. He's put out a lot of videos about the 24-inch model, but that it just looks too small, in my opinion. The 24-inch.
Well, he's actually got the 32-inch coming as well. So he was a early backer for the 32-inch, but Arcade1Up actually partnered with him and sent him the 24-inch early, so he could do exactly what he's been doing.
Yep. Antisocial Heroes here to take a shot. As you know, whenever I say all that kinds of stuff, take a shot. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Whenever Michael B. The Game Genie says, I love Arcade1Up, we take a shot as well. Ain't that right? Michael, smile. You're so serious tonight. Restalgia, are you talking? Your lips are moving, but there's no sound.
I was talking. I was muted.
Go ahead.
What I was trying to say is, PDubs, do you have that video that I found of Mike?
Oh,
when we were talking about some of the new products that Arcade1Up is planning to release. Do you have that video?
Let me find it. Hang on.
You got to make sure you find that video.
Michael B, do you know about this?
I do. Yeah, I'm in the same chat you are. So.
Oh yeah. Shit, miss it.
I found Mike. He was lounging in his backyard.
Oh,
I was filming him because that's kind of what I do. And he was just listening to a podcast about some new Arcade1Up products. And have you got it, PDubs? Let's show the world.
Exclusive first look of Michael B. The Game Genie hearing about the latest Arcade1Up announcements. It's party time. Bow bow chicka wow wow. Bow bow chicka bow. Bow bow.
That is how I felt when I found out I was going to get Frogger on clearance. That is exactly what I did.
This was Michael B. when he brought Frogger home today and built it.
Oh,
Which, by the way, did you have any issues building your Frogger cabinet?
Yeah, I did. It was the first time I've run across this one. I've run across like minor issues with damage on like the cabinets and stuff like that, with the black marker to hide it. But this was the first time this ever happened. I got a panel for my riser that had no screw holes pre-drilled in, no screw or what are they, dowel holes. So I had to get creative and break my drill out and make my own.
Interesting. Hadn't seen that.
I know.
Poor guy. All right, guys, let's kind of switch gears here. Let's talk a little bit about iiRcade, and then we'll move on to AtGames. So in regards to iiRcade, some new games got released in the store. We got the Sydney Hunter games. I think 2 of them, right, are in the store now?
I'm not sure about that. I know we got the...
Oh, wait. One is in the store, and then the Caverns game is in the store, right? Sydney Hunter and the Cursed Caverns or whatever. The other Sydney Hunter game got announced that it's coming, but it's not in the store yet. Kev Gretz says, iiRcade had a great week of releases. What do you guys think about what they put out there? They had Wind Up Night 2. They had Sydney Hunter. What else did they have? Jeez, let me pull it up here. Go ahead, guys. What do you guys remember that got released that excited you personally?
The 2 that you just talked about is kind of what's sitting in my mind. Yeah. I've never played that Sydney Hunter game, so I'm pretty stoked to try it out. I like those types of platformer games.
Load Runner, I forgot about that. Load Runner got released today too. So Sydney Hunter, Spelunker, Best Bout Boxing, Wind Up Night 2, Load Runner, Thunder Hoop 2, and Fathom, which is like a Coleco game.
Yeah,
all got released. Go ahead. I'm choking.
So I'm really excited for the Sydney Hunter games to show up on iiRcade. I've been on GameStar 81's website as a contributor for going on 9 years now, and John is a super nice guy, and it's a complete passion project over there at Collective Vision Games. So it just seemed like the perfect melding of Gamester81, who's a lover of games, meeting up with Jong and putting this stuff together. So I'm really happy to see them out there. And guys, I've played these. I've played them on Nintendo Switch. I had demo copies back from the Switch from being a contributor on John's site. So you'll like them. And I've seen someone else saying it's well worth the $6. Absolutely, that's a steal. So go get them for your iiRcade.
So what's interesting, guys, is when it comes to iiRcade, just for full transparency, occasionally they'll send out a game to like media and influencers, YouTubers, etc. So like Sydney Hunter they sent out and Dead Cells they sent out. Really, honestly, that's like the only two that they've sent out. Every other game that we play, we buy these games just like you guys. We don't get all this stuff for free. Sydney Hunter I did play and absolutely love it. It's fun. And then Wind Up Night 2 I bought and I played a little bit of that. I tried doing a Facebook live stream, but I couldn't get the audio for some reason. I messed up my audio. I had to delete my stream. I'm like, okay, we'll be back. And then I never came back. I said, forget it. I'm going to watch TV. But Wind Up Night 2 I had never played before, and that was a lot of fun as well. What were you going to say, Michael B?
No, I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to put down my bottle of water, and I succeeded. So we can go on.
Well, I want to add it about Load Runner. Load Runner, I have forgot about that game. I was playing it the other day. You got to dig the hole so that they fall. These guys are chasing you. You got to dig the hole for them to drop into. And I forgot how much I enjoy that game. Load Runner is a very basic looking game, but it's loads of fun.
It's loads of fun. Is that a pun?
Loads.
Is that pun intended? Also, iiRcade tried to do their live video. You guys know about this movie that they filmed where you gotta give them credit for community engagement. Like Jong literally had all these people who are customers, fans, come to the office and they're filming this movie series called the Chicago Jong series. Are you guys familiar with this?
I'm in it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I didn't watch the show live today, but unfortunately they had some technical errors where we got to see like about a third of this movie. It's on the iiRcade YouTube channel as well as their Facebook page where they made this movie. Like here's some scenes from the movie. That's Prentice, of course. We all know who Prentice is, right?
Yeah.
If you believe in God, believe in the iiRcade. And I was really digging it. And like there's special effects and, like I was watching the replay and I was really getting into it. And then it just crapped out on them. So we didn't get to see the whole movie. And then everyone's here. Jong, look how sad Jong looked because it crapped out. Like I felt really bad for Jong when it crapped out on him, but they said they're going to get it uploaded so we can watch the movie. I'm pretty excited about it. Now, Billy Rangel, aka Chris Williams, he did ask me several times to make an appearance in this movie, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to. So, due to my schedule. But Michael B, you said you're going to be in this movie. People should look for you.
Yeah, I guess after they couldn't get you, they asked me, so I'm their silver medal.
Your silver medal Hulk. Restalgia. Why are you laughing at him saying that?
Because it was well put.
Oh my God. Elmo watches wrestling, says we should wear tuxedos for an episode of Super GameRoom Dudes. Now we have worn costumes before. The video game Halloween, like we wore costumes at Halloween, right? But you guys, Detroit love dressing as Michael B with the dead puppy.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was the best. PDubs understudy. They couldn't get me, so I'm sure they asked Michael B at the same time they asked me. I just honestly didn't have time, so I feel really bad about that. But definitely want to see that movie when it comes out, and just from a community perspective, that's really cool. You know what I mean? That's really cool. I mean, what do you think?
I thought it was cool. I just don't understand why Prentice had to steal my eating the potato chips on live shows because I started playing that last week.
Yeah. Restalgia, what do you think about this? Let me get this off your face there.
I think it's just really good community engagement. They're very smart with the way that they manage and interact with their core demographic. So it's just it's good. It's awesome. I love to see that.
But you know the wacky thing about that, like you say, it's very good and it's very smart the way they deal with their core demographic. I'm going to tell you something. I don't think that it's planned. I don't think that there's anything behind it. I think that's just the way they run their company. That's just the way they are, and it's awesome. Yeah,
even better.
Yep,
even better.
All right, guys. So iiRcade continues to bring on more licenses and do fun things for their community, have transparency. Like, honestly, I'm not finding things to complain about for iiRcade. Like, they're doing, in my opinion, a really solid job. And we obviously wish their platform all the success in the world. So, switching gears here. Anything else going on with Arcade1Up before we start talking AtGames? I hope I didn't miss anything.
There is a little something you can read between the lines about, something I've been very interested in. I'm one of the few people that loves I don't know about few, but I love the Arcade1Up first party laid up marquees, and I've been all over it for the past year on YouTube. I bought them as soon as they came out. I've been waiting for the rest of them to come out. But I noticed last week someone posted on one of the groups that they had an order placed for a Mortal Kombat 2 laid up marquee, and it actually came back as canceled, and it basically said they're not making anymore. So reading between the lines, I think we might have seen the end of the Arcade1Up laid up marquees going out to customers. Like, once this allotment that is left now, I think they have Street Fighter 2, Pac-Man, Golden Tee left. Once that's done, we might not be able to buy anymore.
That's interesting. Why would they get rid of that or cancel that, you think? Parts?
Well, I think a lot of their stock that they had planned sunk to the bottom of the ocean. And, I think they got a lot of, you remember, they had a lot of negative feedback. People were unhappy, saying that they didn't fit well. And, a lot of people are very proud supporters of third-party providers and wanted to make sure that everybody knew the third-party ones, they thought they were better. So I don't think they were as warmly received as they intended. So I unfortunately think it's scrapped. I'm hoping I'm completely wrong, because I still want to buy Marvel Superheroes and Centipede laid up marquee, but right now it's a question mark on whether or not we're going to get any more.
You got the solution to that?
The shipping was pretty high as well with those, if I recall.
To Canada, yes, but they had actually built the shipping in. So it was free shipping in the continental United States. But if you were in Canada, I had to pay like $30 US to get them shipped here.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That just seems like a lot of money. Honestly, I go to Angel Otero when it comes to all that good stuff. Angel, in fact, just sent me my Galaga Countercade light up marquee for that little Galaga Countercade mod I'm going to be doing, and of course it looks fantastic. It's just everything he touches is wonderful. Guys, let me know in the live chat if you ordered marquees from Angel Otero, and do you like them? Put that in the live chat. Detroit Love, you could probably speak to Angel's work. I think you've had some of his stuff. Yes.
Yeah, I have. I was one of the early adopters of the third party. I think some of my videos was one of the first ones that were out with the marquee, because that was just a requirement for me. I didn't want to have any of these cabinets that didn't have a backlit marquee. And so there were different third parties that I used back then. But I have his Countercade marquees from Angel, and I definitely love them. I have one on the way for the Galaga as well. So I like his work. He does a great job. And even with the Countercade, it just looks much better with the backlit marquee.
Yep. Michael, that's going to be published this weekend. I filmed it. I just got to finish editing it, and then we'll get it posted. Got to make it look pretty. Zohar gave us a $5 super chat. Does anyone know if iiRcade or AtGames are doing driving cabs? I think John would say anything is possible. Restalgia says yes, guaranteed. It's going to happen. Ain't that right, Restalgia?
I said no such thing.
Well, I just want to remind you guys, how good are Angel Otero's marquees compared to everyone else in the market? I'll tell you how good. According to the Restalgia meter, they are 60.
Yes, finally.
60.39% better, according to the Restalgia meter, than anyone else who makes marquees in this industry.
Wow. Those are some really awesome headshots you found of me. Nice.
Yeah, were those during the cheeseburger days? Like, seriously,
man, that was we're talking. That was when I was.
Look at that.
That's old. I think
Wait, hold on. Look at skinny Restalgia, handsome man sitting beneath me now. Now look at this.
I'm pretty sure that's when I was still playing like football and stuff. I was a thick boy.
Beefy.
Where's the beef?
PDubs, thank you so much for using that. I made that like 5 weeks ago, and I was so heartbroken he never used it.
I know. I forgot about it. I'm a slacker. All right, guys, before we run out of time, let's start talking about AtGames. Now, Michael B and I did do a live stream on my lunch hour, and we went over a lot of the AtGames stuff, but I know not everybody got to tune into that. So let's start flying through all the AtGames announcements. For starters, Restalgia, what happened with the Legends Connect today, and why is that exciting? And I want your guys' feedback in the live chat as well about the Legends Connect, my friend. What's going on there?
If something happened today, I have no idea about it. But if you mean what happened this week with the firmware,
Yes.
okay. Legends Connect got rolled into the universal firmware, so all the features that were available across the rest of the platform are now working on the Legends Connect. So you've got access to Lobby, you've got access to the pinball games on ArcadeNet, you've got access to Pixelcade, you've got access to coin ops, you got access to pretty much everything. So if it's on one of the other devices, it will also be available on the Legends Connect. So that's pretty sweet.
Yep.
And for the people who don't know what the Legends Connect is, P-Dubs, what is that?
So the Legends Connect is the ultimate single board arcade solution, is how AtGames would sell it. But it's basically it's a PCB board. It's got 20 licensed games on it. But the whole point of it is you're using this as a base for modding. Obviously, I think a lot of folks are going to get on the firmware, play the pinball games, buy the pinball games, stream the pinball games if they want to, and obviously maybe load this thing up with like CoinOps X or something of that nature for your own do-it-yourself projects. This is not the same motherboard that comes in the other AtGames products. It's a different motherboard, but it does do a lot of the same things. So it's not like you can take this and put this inside of an AtGames cabinet, but you could take this and you could plug this into a lot of other devices. I think Tommy Lien didn't he do a cocktail, like a barrel cocktail table out of this? Rexer did his Wallcade. Jacob Johnson did the Coffin Cade using this Legends Connect board and things like that.
I did a bar top. It's right here.
And you did a bar top back there, which you've never made a video for either.
It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I had to talk, so I had to do my video on the Attack from Mars because I love that pinball machine so much. I had to make sure I covered that first.
Scott, now that it is on the universal firmware, you could obviously get into portrait mode as well. So you could do portrait or landscape mode. So you could
I think that was always there. I think CoinOps, the portrait mode, and I think the streaming were always there. But now you've got access to anything that you can do on your Gamer Pro, you can do on the Connect now.
Yep, definitely good for modding. Let's see here. Any news about the frame skip and OTG? I have not heard anything myself. So as far as I know, AtGames is investigating it. They have developers and engineers looking at it. They even put posts in their Facebook fan pages saying they're investigating it and looking at it. And I'm assuming once they know, we'll know, right? What's up?
Top men.
We have top men working on
Top
it.
men.
Who, Michael B?
Top men.
Top men with furry arms from Canada. Ain't that right, Restalgia?
It wasn't me, guys.
It was totally you.
I swear it was not me. I had nothing to do with that video.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, look, come on. If you pull that video up, look at the arm hair. My arm hair is 10 times darker. You can tell it's not me. Also, my arm hair looks like a sweater. So, like, you should be able to look at that and see that it's not me. It was not me. I had nothing to do with that video. I know who did, and they did a fantastic job, but that video itself had nothing to do with me.
Yeah, actually, that video was really good. Good job.
It wasn't me. So
good job. Yeah, good job, Restalgia.
Good job, Restalgia.
We appreciate it.
My gosh. Okay, well, it wasn't me. And if you guys watch even the first 10 seconds of the video, you'll know that there was somebody else who did the video.
I don't know anybody else on YouTube that can gesture his hands quite like that.
You know, I mean, like, seriously, Restalgia. Seriously, like, you made like 80 some videos showing just your hands, just your arms before you finally showed everything else. Like honestly, dude, with how many what I know your arms, I could carve them out of ice. You know how they say I could carve your face out of ice? I could make Restalgia's hands out of ice. I can make ice sculptures of your hands.
Then
that's how well I know your hands.
Then
and
you should know that that's not my arm. Those are not my arms.
That's a lie.
Little known fact: if you meet Restalgia in public, he has to wear oven mitts at all times to protect his hands.
I do.
No, look at how hairy that is. That is you.
That is not me. That is not me.
Look at all the fur right here. Look at that.
Look at the art in the background. I've seen you draw. That's as good as you can draw.
You should have named your channel Armstalgia.
Guys, do you recognize the flaw in your argument here?
What?
That individual has a Legends pinball in front of him.
Yep. Yeah, you have one in secret.
It's still sealed in the box.
Yeah, right. Well, we're gonna get these hands. We're gonna get Restalgia's hands. Look at Scar Arm here. What a way to pause the video. Look at him. Look how serious he looks right here. This is Scar Arm. He's got a YouTube channel. His name is Dave. Really nice guy. He's been helping work on this project. So yeah. Restalgia, what do you want to tell people about this?
Rachel board.
Yeah, it's the. I remember Kongs R Us when he made his video. He called it the VIBS board, VVIS, because he got the initials. He got the initials backwards, but it's actually the VIBS. What is it called? The video.
No. It's the video interface. What's the video interface? What's the B stand for again?
Backglass
video interface backglass entertainment switcher. Vibes provided by Glenn's company Thunderstick.
There you go. Hey, Wolfenstein Goth Mom says Restalgia's a handsome man. First time I've ever seen her in our live chats. How you doing, Restalgia?
Yes,
there
sir.
You go. There you go.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
It's probably Gunther with a fake account. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I'll take it. I'll take the compliment if it's from a guy or girl. It doesn't matter. I'll take it.
Look at that. This isn't you. All right, yeah, these are Dave's hands. That's not
1,000,000% not me. I can't fit
those
my
aren't
media.
Those aren't the hands of a 32-year-old furry Canadian.
They're not. No, he did a fantastic job with the video. Very, very easy to understand.
Yeah, look at Cogs. He's defending calling it the Beavis board. You got your initials backwards, bro. It's the VIBS, not the BVIS. It sounds like an STD no matter how you say it, but it's an awesome little device here. So
I will say if they had released this as the Beavis board, that would have been the most epic thing.
If they did call it the Beavis,
that would be incredible, and I would have praised them all day for that because that's awesome.
Maybe he handscapes. No, Restalgia does not handscape.
I most certainly do not.
Look at Cogs. I got pictures to prove it. Speaking of which, guys, over on Kongs R Us, I'm hearing rumors that Mrs. Kongs R Us is going to be releasing a video very soon, and we obviously don't want to miss that. Okay, Restalgia, let people know exactly what this is. The crowd is waiting, so go ahead.
I wish I could tell you as much as you think I know. I don't actually know that much about this, other than it's like a dual input board that allows you to connect an external HDMI source and also the main board from the Legends Pinball into the backglass monitor. So it essentially allows you to just press a button and switch between inputs. So if you're going to be setting this up for like connecting your PC into it to play, you can essentially do it and have a button wired up to press the button, and you can kind of jump between the ecosystem. So if you want to go from ALP to your own home PC, you can do it with the press of a button. It's pretty sweet.
Now, this literally, it's an 8-minute video, and this literally is just minutes of work. I mean, I know it kind of looks extensive, guys, but yeah, this is just minutes of work right here.
You gotta make sure it's explained well.
Yeah, but honestly, like, he plugged it all in, and I think the purpose was just to show it hooked up. I would recommend, obviously, trying to do a clean install if you can, mounting that board on the back glass. That way you don't have anything loose inside the pinball machine and all that kinds of stuff. It does allow you to connect your cell phone. No. Oh, man. But yeah, boom. That's what we asked for, is what Brad says. Go ahead.
And I'll tell you, those type of videos are very important, because these boards are not just your standard like you would have on the back of your TV. So people get intimidated when they start messing around with those ribbon cables. It can be a little intimidating, even with the board that Sneaky Berry or Berry Sneaky does for the counter case. If you've never worked with the ribbon cable, and they're so flimsy that you really need someone walking you through before you mess around with it. It just gives you much more confidence to go through with it for sure.
Yep. Now, obviously, with folks reporting that frame skip issue via OTG, hopefully we'll hear something about that as well to really make this the whole package worth it, right? Because obviously, if there's performance issues, having this board isn't going to fix those issues, because this board is just for the backglass. This board doesn't really have anything to do with the main body display. So hopefully we'll hear some more about that down the road. Carl, what were you when you built your Toy Shock modded pinball, how hard was it to get multiple screens up and running? How big of a process was that with the VPX and stuff like that? That way folks can kind of get a feel for that using this board. Obviously the goal is you want to get multiple screens running on your Legends pinball machine.
Well, I mean, for the Toy Shock it's a much simpler process because the video boards that are in the standard PC just takes the cable directly. It just takes the HDMI or VGA or whatever the type of media that you have or connectors that you have. This interface here is more. These are more inexpensive options. Anytime you buy just think about it. All these monitors that they're using for the Arcade1Up or all these companies, these aren't commercial products, right? So you're not going to go buy these off the shelf somewhere and have those same HDMI connections that you're used to. They're using these ribbon cables because this is something that you normally wouldn't be handling or touching in these type of products. I think this product is definitely going to be probably integrated in a version 2 or version 3, the versions of this cabinet. But for now, this gives people's options who don't want to wait for those type of things to happen to get this, to utilize these multiple screens. I think is a awesome ideal. But this is bleeding edge. Some people are going to be intimidated to do this. This is not for everybody. It's not as simple as it was for hooking up multiple screens on the Toy Shock with a standard PC, because your monitors aren't this behind the scenes commercial type of or manufacturing based type monitors.
We got a $5 super chat from Cogs R Us. He wanted me to confirm that the box says Beavis, and the box does say Beavis. You are right, my friend. My apologies. I'll send you another T-shirt for Mrs. Kongs to wear. Hey, speaking of which, Zohar blames Michael B for the Midway Legacy cabinet. Zohar, we're kind of shocked to hear that you are getting that cabinet. I remember I private messaged Zohar. I said, if you saw my review video, I said, it's not that shabby. It's just I have to sit down to play. You know what I mean? And that aggravates me because I want to stand up sometimes. Go ahead.
And that game lineup is really, 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 really good too. I mean, I play so much Bubbles. It's incredible. And Wizard of War, there's a lot of fun games on it.
Yeah. Yep. Zohar says he's bipolar. Wizard of War. Someone said something about Wizard of War. That was you. You said about Wizard of War.
Yeah.
And it made me think of that Pong table, right? I almost bought the Pong table. I almost did. I almost went back and bought it. But then I was like, oh yeah, everything we talked about last week, it doesn't have plexi covering the whole thing. And, I was like, okay, never mind.
And where would you put it?
Right. It's funny how we kind of wiffle waffle on some of this stuff sometimes,
The only thing with that Pong table, if I can just really quickly say, is would you ever use it as an actual table? I have a pub table in my arcade because I need a pub table. I have my pub table right now that I have my laptop on. I put drinks on it. I put my, Beats connected to my phone so I can have my arcade music. I use it as a table. Would you use that as a table, or would it just be empty with your game on it?
What do you think, Restalgia, of that?
My thought would be that if I had that, I would just leave it as is. I would not use it as a table. I would have wanted to use it as a table if it was properly protected, but some company didn't think far enough ahead that may be a problem. So
Restalgia, the known hater.
well, just don't make stupid mistakes. I'm just
Can you make?
kind of say it how I see it. Like,
Can you
sorry.
sell some coasters for it from your Teespring?
I can,
store?
yeah. Hey, if you guys need coasters, buy some Super GameRoom Dude coasters for your Pong Arcade1Up, whatever that thing is.
Yeah, speaking of which, where are those firmware updates we were promised? It's now been 6 months, guys. It was back in October. They said, hey, we're getting firmware updates for the Pac-Man 40th Cabaret and other devices. Those firmware updates haven't come out yet. It's been 6 months. Michael B, you know everything Arcade1Up. Where are those firmwares? It's been 6 months. If AtGames took 6 months to do a firmware, or iiRcade, the lynch mob would be after them. What's going on?
So let's be honest here. There's one company that's set up to regularly do firmware updates. Two companies really set up to do regular firmware updates, and one company that's not set up. So you can't have the same expectation. They're also both set up differently, where one cab's Wi-Fi connected, ready to take it. The other one has to do a patch. So let's put the pitchforks down a little bit. But at the same time, I'm agreeing with you, because I would still have my Pac-Man 40th cabinet if that fix did come. But I lost hope and sold it, and now I have the legacy cabinet instead.
Well, they thought that 6 months would be enough time for you guys to forget about this, but obviously that didn't work. No. So you got to go to Plan B.
Kev Gretz says no excuse. There should be updates.
100%, 100% right.
That's
Well,
what I
they came out with the update to the NBA Jams because it's connected, right?
Yeah,
That's true.
So when they have the capability, and then they also added the game to another cabinet. Well, which game was that?
that was Rad Rally on the Outrun sit down.
Okay, so they know how to do it, both on the wired connection and the unwired connection.
Oh, no.
Why they're not doing it?
Hold on. NBA Jam, that was done by Code Mystics.
Right.
That entire
There's
firmware update was done by Code Mystics. It had nothing to do with Arcade1Up. So
Yeah.
But
That's
if you turned on your machine, you would know there's more updates since then too.
Oh no, it's kind of right behind me. I know that, but all of those updates come from Code Mystics. So we're talking about a lot of firmware that should have been fixed that in reality isn't that difficult to fix. They just haven't done it. So Arcade1Up is not built for firmware updates. They're not.
No.
They don't. That's not their business model. They'll tell you one thing, they'll do another, and then they'll hope you forget about it, and then off they go, and then you buy another machine. Just like you, Mike. What happened? You didn't get your firmware update, so what did you do?
You went and bought a whole new machine, bro.
You
Well,
just played
PDubs,
into their
PDubs.
business model.
Why are you laughing at me? Where's your Super Pac-Man cabinet, buddy?
I did the same thing. I was so. If you guys remember my Pac-Man Cabaret review, I was so disappointed in it, right? And then the Costco Super Pac-Man came out, and I actually really liked it, except for obviously the filtering and the smoothing effects, and the fact that the fire button was on the wrong side. And I said in my review video, I said if Arcade1Up just simply does a firmware fix for this might be the best Pac-Man cabinet they've ever done. And sure enough, they did it. And I did the follow-up video. It took me about 4 months because I'm a very busy guy, but I did the firmware update video. And I made the follow-up video saying, out of all the Arcade1Up Pac-Man cabinets, the one I would recommend the most is the Costco Super Pac-Man cabinet. It's got the perfect game lineup, and now with those options, like all the different game options, the dip switch settings, the smoothing effect being taken away, in my opinion, the Costco Super Pac-Man is the best rendition of Pac-Man that Arcade1Up has done. What do you think?
Not out of the box.
Well, not out of the box, but still.
So that bilinear filter that whoever convinced Arcade1Up to start putting them on their games, I hope they were reprimanded, because I don't get it. And it's also, well, I think Arcade1Up has a very restrictive planning model that once something's planned, like they can't change direction or something, because I knew about it ahead of time, so I wasn't like heartbroken. But I mean, I plugged in my Frogger for the first time, and Frogger has the filtering too. Frogger in every game on the Frogger cabinet does. So did Miss Pac-Man. And I mean, that came out so long after Pac-Man 40th, and there was so much negative feedback. How didn't they have time to reverse directions and get that stuff taken off before those launched live? I don't understand that.
They did. They chose not to.
Yeah, what upsets me about it's taken 6 months, and we still don't have those promised updates. They were promised. The fact that we still don't have those updates makes me think that we'll never see firmware updates on these Arcade1Up pinball machines to fix these issues.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because that was one of the,
it doesn't give me hope. Go ahead.
That was one of the most common things people were asking me on my video about the attack from Mars. They're like, well, if Arcade1Up puts out a firmware release, or if Zen Studios puts out a firmware release, would you then recommend this? And I said, yeah, if they fix Whitewater and they even clean up the accelerometer a little bit, so it's at least usable, then yeah, I'd recommend it. But to be honest, I'm not holding my breath for a firmware update. Do I believe they're going to send one out? Not really, but could they? Sure. I mean, they just don't have a great track record when it comes to actually delivering on those types of promises. So, I mean, my perspective, whatever comes out of the box is what you're going to get. And if by some fluke they decide to release a firmware update to fix something, then, count your blessings. But that's kind of my perspective on it.
They might have to. I mean, they didn't get a majority of their machines out into U.S. consumers' hands before they've got to do that massive price increase. And if people really are on the fence about it and it's not selling, the only way they are going to get it to sell is if they do the promised upgrade. And something I don't understand is it's a very common thing with video gaming. They wanted to make sure the performance was right, and a lot of the graphical limitations, I'm sure they'll say is performance based. But couldn't you have an option on there whether you want to choose graphics versus performance? Like stuff like that just seems like an easy solution that you would put in there.
It's a little bit more difficult than that.
Really?
Because you're scaling the CPU, right?
Yeah.
And those are single board computers. It's not like your computer, like your PC at home, where you've got like a standalone GPU and you've got your own CPU and you can throttle things and you can overclock them. It's not quite the same. I mean, yeah, you can probably dumb down or have something in there that says, okay, if I lower the graphics, that'll increase the performance. But typically speaking, when you're getting 60 frames per second, what's the increase in performance going to be, right? You're not going to get 90, not on those boards. You're not going to output higher than 60. So
I think it's
go ahead.
I mean, I think it's a big failure on their part. And I had the pre-order for the Attack from Mars. I'm so glad I didn't do it. For them to go against the standard of the industry to remove the nudge buttons, or not to include the nudge buttons, and not perfect their nudging ability with the cabinet, it's just ridiculous in my mind. You know what I mean? For you to take that step, your shit had to be working properly. And it was
shit. That needs to be a shirt. There needs to be a Detroit Love shirt with him on the front, and then it just says on the back, Detroit Love 316 says your shit better be working properly.
Detroit Love 316. All right, but guys, it's a two-way street. Like, for instance, a couple of folks have been mentioning in the live chat that for some reason Space Invaders has no sound on the AtGames ecosystem. Space Invaders game. What the heck? It's been almost a month. Why has that not been fixed? They've had like 3 or 4 firmware updates. That to me just I don't know, obviously, but that just sounds like an easy fix to me. Like, go do whatever you need to do in the background to turn the sound on. Why is one game missing sound? Yes, AtGames, please get that done. So people have sound on the Space Invaders game included on their AtGames cabinet, because a month is too long for something small like that, at least in our humble opinion. Also, too, like Jong, when we were having the power issues. Remember, Michael B, getting your machine to turn on and off? Like, I was getting really frustrated with it. And I remember talking to Jong. I'm like, Jong, it's to the point where I want you to eliminate the whole putting the cabinet to sleep. Just make it a on-off switch. Just you press it, the machine turns on. You press it, the machine turns off. I said, get rid of the sleep mode because I can't get my machine to power on, right? And it took them about a month to get that firmware in as well. So I understand sometimes stuff takes a long time, but if it takes too long, your customers get upset. What are you guys laughing at? What's so funny?
Oh, Kongs R Us is my hero. That's what I'm laughing at. Put it up there.
A1Up is like that shallow person that's pretty on the outside but has no depth inside. Too funny. We got $2 super chat from Zohar 2019. Beautiful bonfire wood. Now only $549.99. I think he's talking about that Mortal Kombat cabinet. Jamie says if anyone with an AtGames cabinet can't hear their Space Invaders game, just turn on your Arcade1Up Space Invaders game. The sound carries for hundreds of miles. That is so true. That might be the comment of the show right there, guys. That might be the comment of the show. That was awesome, Jamie. Thanks so much. I remember when I did my video, my Pac-Man Cabaret video, and I said this cabinet's a 6 out of 10. And I remember John D flipped his script, put me on the hater list, started trolling my channel, trolling my live shows, saying that my rating was ridiculous and BS and was swearing and all that stuff. And then 2 weeks later announced that there would be firmware updates for the Pac-Man 40th addressing all the issues that I put in my review video, and haven't heard anything since. You know what I mean? Like, it's been 6 months. Like, that stuff needs to come out by now, in my opinion.
Well, you can't count all 6 months because John D was on hiatus for at least a month at that time. So,
and no. Like I said, no. Conti said a lot of 1UP hate tonight. You must have missed earlier where I said we're going to have a couple of very positive reviews for some of their products here. It's just some of the things. Let's just be honest. It's like some of the things that some of these companies do, you just scratch your head at. That's what we're trying to say, right? Like, why has that not come out yet? Why don't we have the firmware fixes? You know what I mean? Why don't we have simple communication on product status and shipping? Like, it just sounds like simple stuff to me. What are you going to say, Michael B?
I don't know. I don't have much to put in for this one.
You can say something.
No, I don't. I mean, every company seems to be very different. Zhang takes a very great approach. I mean, Zhang is so connected with his community, and they're so transparent, so likable. Arcade1Up is, a very different company. I love Arcade1Up. People make fun of me because I've pretty much bought every single cabinet they've ever released, and that's true. I'm a big fan, but no company's perfect. They do some stuff sometimes that makes me scratch my head, and like I wonder, like the legacy cabs. I'm gonna beat this to death. Like I can't imagine they were stress tested, and I don't think that it was something that Arcade1Up just said we're not going to do. I just don't think it's part of their business model because they've made so many of these cabinets that are all cookie cutter. They just don't have that level of quality control maybe in place. That's the only thing I can think of. But then AtGames is pretty good, but at the same time, like. I don't really have much negative to say about them, honestly. I can't think of anything to really throw in there that could be improved upon. That they've got a pretty good company model. There were some issues with Sam's Club recently, like some people not getting their back boxes, problems with Sam's. But I mean, that's not AtGames. That's the retailer, and the retailer not knowing about a new product and how to properly ship it. So that's all I can really throw in there for that one.
Yeah, we scratch our head at all these companies from time to time as well. Arcade1Up, AtGames, iiRcade, even Numbskull, even New Wave Toys. Like we scratch our heads.
And Well Played, they're currently running off to New Haven Brook with their monorail money.
But the reality, no matter what we say on this show and in the comments on the forums and the groups, everything we say about these things are for them all to get better and to make better products and to to keep this industry going.
Hold on. Speak for yourself. I'm a known hater. Okay, I'm a known hater.
So like a lot of people wrote me about Restalgia's Attack from Mars review, and they're like, "Oh, you must be stinging." Like, I thought Restalgia gave good constructive criticism in his Attack from Mars review. I don't think Restalgia has some kind of backdoor intent to, I'm going to show them. I mean, what he said was valid. There's some differences, like on what your expectations are. I kind of knew going into it what the cabinet was, and I don't have anything to compare it to. So we have different expectations, but he gave fair constructive criticism, and that's what we as reviewers should do. You can't take a side or say, I'm in with this company. You have to tell it like it is. You have to say what you feel and be honest.
The only difference that I saw with it is that he said Mars and you said Mirrors. That's the only thing I saw different.
Regional dialects.
Well, that's why everyone in this arcade and gaming community, they subscribe and they watch everybody's channels. It doesn't mean one guy is right. You should only watch one guy. only his
100%.
opinion matters. Although some of them feel that way. You should be watching everybody and hear a bunch of opinions. That way you can make your own informed decision. People know when they watch my channel, they know that I prefer multicades. They know I prefer games that arcades and machines that you can manipulate with software. I'm into software mods more than physical mods and things like that. People know that's where I lean to. So if you watch a review video from me on a static product like an Arcade1Up, and if I say it's good, in my opinion, that means it's probably good if they won PDubs over, right? Whereas, Michael B isn't really the biggest multicade fan. He loves having his own arcade. He loves the artwork, the originality, and all that stuff.
Whoa. Back it up. I do like multicades. I do, but I also like having an arcade, right? I mean,
Right.
you can do both. There's no reason. Like, I have Raspberry Pis, but I also have an NES Classic. You can do both. You can have original and still have a Raspberry Pi or emulation on your computer. There's nothing wrong with doing things multiple ways.
Yeah. And that's why and what's cool too is we're four guys with four different opinions. And if Michael B says he likes a product and I don't, it doesn't mean either one of us is wrong. We're just providing you our opinions, right? And usually, but whatever Detroit Love says goes, because Detroit Love is the security. He's the enforcer around here.
I like to mod my stuff. So usually nothing I receive is good as it arrives. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you got to check out online right now. A bunch of people have started putting this up. The Nintendo Switch, you can buy it. I can't remember the name of the company. I'm sorry, that's failing me now. But what is it? Kessel's Arcade. He recently posted a video, and some other people did too. He took his old Final Fight cab, and he actually put this Nintendo Switch control pad on it, and he has a Switch hooked up to his Final Fight cab now and made a Switch like fighting cab or Switch cab. So that might be something you could do to actually get some use out of your Switch.
Yeah, I've seen people do the same thing with pinball. They modified the Toy Shocks originally and had a Switch in there. So yeah, I'm definitely interested. I like to change it. Back in the day, I used to have the Palm Pilot, and I used to like it, and I used to like the Apple when I can jailbreak it and change it. And I seldom like the things straight out the box. But and I wasn't a fan of AtGames when it first came out. I'm like, what the heck do I do with this thing here? And then when the sauces came about, I'm like, okay, I'm on board. And the Legends products and the integration between all the different systems changed my mind because it gave me options. I like to have options. I don't like to just have whatever they sell me out the gate. I want to be able to do something more and different with the devices. And it meant I had to mod less and get extra games. So I became a fan pretty quickly after that.
One thing we forgot to mention real quick, guys, is because we were talking at games, we talked about the Legends Connect and the Rachel board, but we forgot to talk about Wave 5 Pinball, and they're not pre-orders, they're not reservations. Wave 5 Pinball Orders will be live on May 9th, Mother's Day. Michael B had me laughing earlier when he said AtGames is trying to get us divorced and excommunicated from our families because National Owners Day was on Valentine's Day. This pinball thing is going to be on Mother's Day. And what better item to get your mom for Mother's Day than an AtGames Legends Pinball Machine? Ain't that right, Restalgia?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
You know you love your mama if you get her an AtGames Legends Pinball Machine on Mother's Day. And what's exciting about this is it's going to be Pinball Express. No more pre-orders, no more reservations. When the crap is in the warehouse, that is when the orders go live. That is when people can buy them. That is when, and they'll ship, they said, within 24 to 48 hours. That to me is really cool because when I ordered my MVSX and it was in stock, shipped I had it within like 6 days. Do you guys remember? When I ordered the Marvel vs. Capcom from Best Buy, they didn't do like pre-orders. It just went live. Do you guys remember? I ordered Marvel vs. Capcom. It was here within like 4 or 5 days. You know what I mean? Like, dudes, that's a great experience. So I hope folks get that kind of experience with this Legends Pinball thing, where the products are going to be available. You buy them until they sell out, and then boom, you're good to go. You know what I mean? Isn't that cool?
Makes sense.
Yeah. No other commentary on that?
No, because
it's a good system.
Hungry.
So there's also going to be the ALP Plus. Did you mention that?
No, but you can tell folks all about it, Michael B. Take it away,
So-
my brother.
Well, actually, you're better off to tell them about it. Why don't you go ahead, my man?
So the Wave 5, God, I keep trying to say reservation because I'm so used to saying that the last like 6 months. The Wave 5 orders will be $749, not $600 for the Legends Pinball Machine, but because you're ordering directly from AtGames, but that will include the Zachariah games, all 4 packs. So it's what's normally $200 for those packs. So technically you're getting like $50 off, $600 for the machine, $150 for the packs, and you got to pay $100 for shipping plus tax on top of it. So, and that is what AtGames is going to sell directly moving forward. They're going to sell the pinball machine with the packs. And keep in mind, guys, this is just for AtGames orders on their website. Other retailers might have other options. So, for instance, Sam's Club might sell the AtGames Legends Pinball Machine for $600, but it doesn't include the Zachariah games, right? Or other retailers or something of that nature, right? This is just how AtGames is going to do it moving forward. Do you think I got that right, Restalgia? Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me. I didn't know about any of this until you talked about it today.
Are you serious?
Seriously, yeah, I
knows
didn't know about any of this.
You would think somebody who works with AtGames at time would know that.
I get the information I need to know for the projects that I work on. That's it.
God, you guys are.
Hey, P-Dubs, I got a question though. Is there an update on the Toy Shock 1.2 or 1.3?
Linda and Jeff Falke said May. No, I'm sorry. The boards got pushed back to May, and the actual pinball cabinets are in June now, I think, for their next round of, because no pinball machines have arrived since like November or so in the United States. So they said the next group of produced pinball machines, I think, will be showing up in May, available in June, because they'll probably, they got to get to Walmart. And I remember months back when that last batch of pinball machines arrived, like Walmart had them in their hands for several weeks before they finally turned on the online listing, right? And like, I remember people were like, when are they going up for pre-order? When are they going up for order? And I remember Jeff and Linda were like, they have the machines. They just need to turn on the website listing. You know what I mean? It was pretty funny.
And are they still planning to do the countercade with the pinball? Have you heard anything about that?
I heard that's what I hear is the tabletop, desktop, bar top, whatever you want to call them, pinball machines is still a product they'd like to release this year. So now that product though wasn't slated to come out until fall, but the next round of the 3/4 scale pinball machines should be May, June, something like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, what's interesting? Someone just mentioned something here. Who is a good full-size V-Pin company? Guys, did you get notice of what Sharpen announced today? So they announced that the Sharpen King, which is their full-size pro virtual pinball machine that they're going to be selling at a really high cost, guys. It's their brand new product they're releasing, is going to come with the software installed on the PC that comes with it, as well as several future pinball games. I don't know what games they got licenses for, but the reason they did it is now here's what's interesting is the PC's in there because it comes with it. The future pinball or whatever, no, it's Y pinball, I think is the front end. It comes in there. But basically the way I was reading the announcement,
somebody's got an airplane taking off.
The way
that's the good stuff there. Yeah.
The way I was reading that announcement was basically they said, we want you guys to have a plug and play experience. Like you buy our machine, all the software is there. All you have to do is add your own tables, which I don't think it's going to technically be that simple, but you never know. So what do you think about that, Restalgia, about Sharpen? They're going to, because before it was, we're going to send you a PC with the cabinet. Now we're going to send you a PC and it's going to have the front ends already built in, plus some pinball games as well. What do you think about that? And them claiming you can just simply add your own tables.
I'd be curious to know how they're doing that. Is it a proprietary front end, or is it an open source front end? Is it something that's already currently being used that they're maybe not supposed to be using in a commercial product? I don't know. It just depends on how they're doing it.
These people in our live chats crack us up. But honestly, though, with all the options available to us here in the United States, I don't see how those Sharpen virtual pinball machines, due to their cost, would be like you could build your own. You know what I mean? You could build 2 of them at the cost that they're charging. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Sharpen stuff is basically off-the-shelf products put together in a solution, and that's where the cost comes in.
Yeah, and they want like 3,500 euros, which that's like 5-6 grand United States. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You can get something made here locally for far cheaper. So, guys, go check out their website. Go check out the what is that? The Sharpen King stuff, and you can read all about it. So, yeah, pounds. Pounds. All right, guys. So next week, Super GameRoom Dudes, we will have Blaze Entertainment on. I invite you to tune in, even if Evercade is not your cup of tea.
We're going half an hour early next week.
Yes, and we'll be starting a half hour earlier than normal, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, to accommodate their schedule. You guys definitely want to hear more about this console to decide if it's something you want to pre-order.
Guys, make sure you subscribe to all 4 of the channels. We appreciate you for watching, and until next time, we'll see you on the web.
Watch out for Dub Zero. He's coming.